What's up? This is BoxingWave. Today I'm going to speak on Nonito Donaire versus Vic Darchinyan, the rematch coming up this Saturday. Their first fight was back in 2007 where Donaire knocked Darchinyan out in the 5th round. Up until that point, Darchinyan was undefeated still, so it was a big deal. Very action-packed fight, very close fight up into that 5th round. Donaire is a counterpuncher. He has power and speed, but he likes to set traps, and that's pretty much what he did in that fight. Darchinyan is very fast on his feet, really quick hands, but the only thing about him is whenever he's on the attack, he likes to move straight forward. So if you haven't seen the fight, go check it out. You'll see that Donaire was pretty much timing him all the way up into the knockout. You just feel it coming. So Darchinyan was being a little too reckless. He comes in there and he goes inside the pocket and he punches in large flurries. So you could tell Donaire was just waiting for his opportunity to land a left hook, which he did, and he knocked him out with that left hook in the 5th round. So the way I see this fight going, now, Donaire's coming off of a loss against Rematch. He really got outclassed in that fight. So I can't really think of any other reason why I would say these guys are fighting. I think Donaire wants a good tune-up match for coming off of that loss. He wants a good tune-up match. He wants to fight someone that has that's a good fighter, but someone that he can beat and possibly try to get back on the path to the top at 122 pounds. And then Darchinyan, he wants to fight the guy that beat him for the first guy that ever beat him. He knocked him out in a dramatic fashion. And even though Darchinyan lost 4 other times since that fight, he never lost in a dramatic fashion that he did against Donaire. So that's the only reason why I think this fight is going down. The way I see the fight going now, Darchinyan, like I said earlier, he does fight straightforward, but what I noticed is that he fights at a lot more slower pace than he did in that fight against Donaire. When he fought Donaire, like I said, he was undefeated at the time, so he was a lot more reckless, a little too overconfident in his skills and his speed, and he caught a left hook, which knocked him out. So since then, I feel like he slowed down a little bit. He's a little bit more cautious, a little bit more patient. I was watching a fight between Darchinyan and Abner Mares, and even though Darchinyan lost that fight in the earlier rounds, he was countering Abner Mares pretty easily in the earlier rounds. He just stayed out on the outside and set traps up for Abner Mares, and he was catching him pretty easily in that fight. Even though Abner Mares was the younger, quicker fighter, he easily countered Abner Mares in that fight. So I think Darchinyan is not going to be as reckless in this fight with Donaire. I think Donaire, he has a lot more to prove. He went from top 10 to not even mentioned. A lot of people don't mention him anymore because of the fight, the loss to Rematch. So I think he has something to prove in this fight, and I think he's going to go in there and try to knock him out again. But the difference is, I think Darchinyan is going to be a lot more cautious in this fight, and he's not going to want to lose the same way. So I think Donaire is going to win this fight. Only thing is, I don't think he's going to knock him out as early as he did. If there is a KO, I think it's going to be in the later rounds. But Darchinyan is a lot slower than what he was. Donaire is still the better fighter, faster, taller, stronger fighter. But he's going to have to be more aggressive if he wants to knock Darchinyan out, which I don't really see him doing. I really don't see him knocking him out. I think this is going to go to decision. I think Donaire is going to clearly win the fight by points and being more aggressive. But he's going to have to be a little bit more aggressive, because if not, I don't see this fight being the same way that it went the first fight. I don't think it's going to be as action-packed as it was. There's a lot of these guys have a lot of beef with each other. There's been a lot of interviews leading up to this fight, a lot of trash talking up to this fight. So I don't know. That's the way I see the fight going. I think Donaire is gonna win by decision or later round KO. I think Darchinyan is gonna be a lot smarter in this fight, but he's not gonna be good enough to. He doesn't really have anything to hurt. He's not gonna be able to hurt Donaire. He doesn't have that much power, and he's not as fast as he was in that first fight. So that's the way I see the fight going. So leave comments, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Twitter at wavy_10. Thanks.